What's good, everybody? C Stats for Firm Lounge TV. Once again, little message, little something to talk about. I want to talk about people that spend major time doing minor things. And what I mean by that is that, and this is just a higher level conversation for people that want to reach higher limits and do above average things with their lives. I mean, you can do what you want. Like, you can just, stand outside all day, in front of a store and just do nothing. I mean, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do, this message is not for you. But my thing is, you can't spend time doing minor things if you want to be major out here. You can't do it. You can't, if you saying to yourself, you want to be the best at anything you want to do. I don't care if you want to be the best race car driver. I don't care if you want to be the best DJ, the best graffiti artist. You always got to put that time in. You can't say, you're the best and you're not putting in the work. You can't say, you're giving to your craft if you're outside partying. If you're just watching TV all day, if you're on the phone all day, gossiping, talking about this and that. How can you give to yourself, number one? And how can you master your craft, number two? You're spending major time doing minor things that are not giving any progress or any upliftment or any elevation, anything. It's not giving you anything health-wise. It's not giving you anything mentally. It's not giving you anything spiritually, financially, nothing. Nothing at all. And these are things I even have to tell myself. I can't talk to anyone without living what I'm saying. And I'm not on here trying to sell anything or, come across with some fake message. I'm not doing that. One thing that I said to myself, each one has to teach one. Wisdom is something that you can't buy, touch, see, feel, anything. It's just something you have to live. You have to have enough life experiences. You have to go through a lot. And you have to handle things a certain way to understand what it really means to not spend major time doing minor things. You can't do it. You can't expect to be successful wasting your time. You can't do it. There's a, I'm in the contracting, business, and there's no way that I would have moved forward in that just coming home and just wasting my day. I can't even understand that. I would, when I was younger, I would leave my home in the morning and come back in the afternoon late. Say it's like 8 in the morning I leave. I come back 5, 6 in the evening and I would see the people in the same spot from where I left them. And this is not just one day. This was every day. So what can you expect from that? And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, if you want to do major things, you can't spend major time doing minor things. It's a simple law. You can look at animals outside, any animal. Do you ever see a lazy lion or a whale or even a plant? Do you see a plant? Everything outside wants to live to their fullest ability. I don't care if it's a tree growing, I don't care if it's a lion, I don't care if it's a hippopotamus, I don't care what it is. Everything but us wants to live to their fullest. And I say to myself, I'm like, wow, what if these things, but remembered when I was way, younger. you know, because these things you don't learn, it's always been there. You just have to remember it. But you can't spend major time doing minor things. Even this, even learning how to live free of time, free of a realm that holds you back. That takes time to remember. And as soon as you remember it, it's like, oh, yeah. Yeah. That's what that is. But, it's time is everything. And how you use it is up to you. And I'm not talking about on the clock. I'm talking about the time you have on when you're physically here to the time you're gone physically. Because what was always was. So you can't really look at a clock. And I'll give you a perfect example. You can go to sleep, and wake up from a dream, and in that dream you'll be night, day, but you'll be sleeping for like maybe 2 hours. So how can you explain time in that direction? Dream time versus awake time. You can dream and be somewhere for weeks, but only be sleeping for the night. See what I'm saying? You have to think about certain things. Because time on a clock is not real. And I can go way deeper into that, but that's a whole nother topic. But as far as what I'm saying, you can't spend major time doing minor things, and I don't care what it is. And I have to exercise this myself, every day. Even doing work, you have to take what's most important to what's least important. Take care of the important stuff first, and you work your way down. Some people do it the other way. That's not. I'm not going to take the easy stuff first and then do the hard stuff later. No, you get it out the way. Do the major stuff first, so you can flow. You gotta have balance in anything. You gotta be able to flow out here. That's a beautiful thing. But C-Stats, the Ferg Lounge TV. I just wanted to drop something on y'all real quick. Like and share this. If you like it, follow my page. I love doing this, it's just something I like to do, something I like to pass on. I don't know who's listening, I don't know, but if you connect with it, then it's for you. I do that for whoever you are, so love is love. I see y'all soon. It's the Ferg Lounge TV. Peace.